video, I'm going to go ahead and give you guys the best starter guide for Anime Eternal. But before I go do that, would you guys like to have a chance to go win a free Game Pass? All you need to do is drop a like, subscribe to the channel, and comment your Roblox username down below. I give away multiple Game Passes every week. Anyway, guys, without further ado, let's get on with the video. So, for those that don't know, this game, Anime Eternal, is action-packed with content. I've spent over 133 hours in the game, and I have learned tons of tips that if I was going to go ahead and try to level up in this game all the way from the first area to the end area again, I'd be able to do it 10 times faster. So I'm going to tell you guys the best tips and the best tricks that I have learned from my time. So anyway, let's go ahead and teleport over to Earth City, and I'm going to go ahead and just give you some of the very best tips that when you first start in that every player should do. And also, do not worry, no matter what stage of the game I guarantee at least one of these tips you'll find useful. So anyway, let's go through with the tips. So one of the first ones I'm going to say to you, which is a really basic one, but always just make sure you are focusing on ranking up. Ranking up is so important because it basically means it's going to take you half the amount of time that it went to go from X amount of energy to X amount of energy again. It literally doubles the amount of energy you get, and yeah, that's super useful. Also, here's avatar leveling. So many people forget about this because it's an easy thing to forget about, especially when they get a new avatar. But wow, the stats get so much stronger. I have the Nell 2, I missed that wrong, at level 150. But if I just had the Nell 2 at the starter level, you get it, it would only be doing 2.8 billion. So our 2.8 billion compared to how much R1 does of 23.8 billion. Yeah, we get a lot extra energy for it, which is really useful when it comes to progressing, as energy is one of the most important things in this game. For those that don't know, energy is basically used in the formula to work out how much damage you have. Basically, more energy, more damage. Let's keep it simple like that. So then the next thing is a really small thing in the game that I didn't notice until actually relatively late into the game, is that at the very top of your screens, when like you go in your inventory, you can press this like drop down menu or drop side menu, or just you can press this menu here. And when you press it, it gives you the option between energy, damage, coins, and luck. And basically what this does is it optimizes your inventory for whatever you're picking. So my energy one is of course optimized for the most energy, damage for most damage, coins for coins, luck for luck when it comes to like summoning stuff. So yeah, that's definitely worth doing, and it will go ahead and again save you a ton of time. And now I can't remember if I just mentioned it at the start of this video, but codes are so useful. There's like so many codes, so I'm not gonna bother showing any in this video. I may make like a separate video where I say codes. This game adds like 10-20 codes every single week, so make sure that you're redeeming codes. Codes get you free credits and get you free potions. They can get you just tons of free stuff. So yeah, make sure you're using your codes, because wow, you're going to progress so much faster through the game. You're actually meant to skip the first couple of worlds pretty much, or at least a good chunk of them, because in this game you may be able to progress through a world, but it doesn't mean you've completed it, as there is something that a lot of people will probably get stuck in this game. Actually, I know you'll get stuck in this game because it's how the game is designed to kind of trap you. So you'll be progressing through the areas, and then for example you may get to Curse School, and you may realize, wow, my damage isn't that good, but I haven't necessarily unlocked the Cursed School area because I can't beat the enemies in it. So what you need to do is you need to go back to the previous areas, and you need to try and max out all of the things in them. Of course, you're not able to do rank up, max out, but I'm talking about like the Dragon Race to begin with, and this rule will apply to you no matter what stage of the game you're at. If you are stuck, one of the first things you should always do is go back and level up at previous areas. You want to have them as leveled up as high as possible, as max them out. That's going to be some pretty strong boost, and although it may seem very small, it's very incremental. Honestly, they are really useful and can help you out so much. You get the best one, and also you may want multiple, because for example Quake Through is just there for energy. I think Phoenix is for energy as well. But then we have Money Fruit, which is for money, and we have the Dough Fruit, which is for strength. So you need to make sure you have all of them if you want to have an optimal combination for doing whatever you're doing. And then the next thing is that when you're grinding and you're not necessarily trying to beat an enemy that you need to destroy, always make sure you have your energy set upon, as yeah, this is going to be super useful. Now, the next thing I'm going to do and focus on is something that you'll get at the very start of the game, is you need to have good range. Good range is really useful, and the main thing I find it useful for, I mean, it's going to be useful no matter what stage you're in the game, but early on it's really useful if you go all the way over to, I think it's area 3, I'm pretty sure it is. Actually, no, it's area 2, which is at Windmill Island. There's the restaurant raid. This restaurant raid gives you so much good stuff. It can give you its own thing from it, which has a ×10 when you get in Phantom, which you will definitely get it in Phantom. You get some lunch boxes, which give you foods, which are basically an extra boost that you can go use. And then you have this box over here, and this box over here is just so useful when it comes to leveling up. It means you don't have to single-handedly waste your time or spend a lot of time grinding in the separate areas, and you can just get all of the stuff from the areas from that box there. So you don't need to spend time grinding 1, 2, and 3. You can just go ahead and grind number 2 in that area there, and that'll save you a ton of time. Something else that I should have mentioned as well, it's kind of like a beginner tip though, is always make sure you're doing the dungeons that you need to do. So if you need stuff from this area and have to check if you need some from the area, just click on the dungeon. There's stuff in there. Like, dungeons are super easy to do, especially the easier ones. You may struggle with the harder ones, so don't really worry about trying to do them if you can't do them yourself. Which then, there is another tip that you can actually just get your friends to carry you in dungeons. So if you want to play the game like that, I know some people don't, so again, this is more down to like your preference, if your friends in the game, or if you are just joining a server and there's a sweat in it, you get some really good stuff, especially from the leaf raid over here. These were really useful, and it also gives you some orange upgrade tokens, which can help you increase your range. There is 2 current ways to increase, well, 3 current ways to increase your range. I made a separate video on that, but one is getting your attack range up, and the other one is if you make it all the way over to Leaf Village, there is an attack range upgrade there as well, and hey, that's just super useful to do. But anyway, now let's go on to the next tip that I'm going to tell in this video, which will help you out a lot, is making sure you're converting old tokens, because it's actually really easy to get these like early game tokens from like Pirate Crew, Dragon Race, these ones, especially if you're just doing the restaurant raid or you're doing like a ×3 multiplier. So make sure all you want to do to go to this is you need to teleport to Dungeon Lobby. Of course, I can use this menu here because of a Game Pass, so don't really worry about that too much. But you want to go to the exchange shop, and then you want to, no, not exchange shop, you want to go to the token exchange, and then you just want to press max on the amount of them you have, and boom, you can get a bunch of tokens this way, and it's just really useful. I have 0 at the moment because I recently purged them, but yeah, you can get a lot of tokens, and it's just a really fast way to progress through the game. Exchange them, and then you go over here and you can buy a token you actually won, or you can even buy the green upgrade tokens and get the extra range, which, hey, that's super useful there. I think about this game is there's just so much content to cover, so like I did say earlier, if you guys want me to like make a separate tutorial where I do just go more in depth or more focused things for later game, early game, I can do that. The whole point of this is to start a guide. So it's got stuff that, well, like I said, will be useful for everyone, but it's me going over the tips that I think are the most important. I'll probably miss some stuff because there's like so much to cover, but anyway, let's keep the app going and let's go over some more things that are really useful, such as obelisk quests. I feel like it's things so many people forget about. Obelisk quests are really good. If you don't know the whole concept of an obelisk quest, most of you will, but there'll be a boss in every single area. There'll be a quest board that you have to find. I actually have no memory of where the boss is for the first area, but there will be a boss in every single area. For example, I can show one in the second area. It's been so long since the first one to remember, but if we just make our way over here and up to this, well, not this one, it's just up here, there'll be like a little quest board, and basically you can accept this quest board and it'll give you a quest to go be a certain NPC that'll be here with like a boss NPC, usually a lot stronger than the ones in the area, and usually have to be an area or 2 ahead to beat it. You can then go beat that, and it'll give you a key that you can put into the obelisk, which is just like obelisk shard, which where is the obelisk? Just down here, and yeah, you get a really cool boost from it. Boost your damage, XP. I think they are different depending on which one, but either way, there's some really good, really useful boosts. But some people do forget that from going ahead of me in bosses have, wait, just down our attack off there. Bosses have, did I just, okay, my fire's there then. Bosses have tons of things that you can get from them. So essence bosses, you can get shadows from them, you can get that avatar from them, you usually can get the tokens for the area, you can get avatar souls from them as well. And you can go ahead and get some sort of like vanity item or item you can equip. So basically some sort of gear, which depending on which one is better, this isn't really the best here. And you can also go ahead and get an aura from them. And this is for every single boss in the game. Every area does have a boss. Some of them are just hidden, so they are a lot harder to find than others. But yeah, I can make a separate video again if you guys do want me to do that for something like that. Next thing I'm going to go on to is game passes. Again, I can make a separate video more in depth, but this video is just me scratching the surface and explain the points you probably need to hear about game passes. There are so many game passes in this game. You are not going to be able to afford all of them. You just aren't going to afford all of them unless you want to dump a lot of Robux into the game. But this game is really good, and you don't actually need to spend any Robux to get game passes. You do just need to use credits. 2 credits is roughly the value of 1 Robux. I have, of course, bought all the game passes, but it's kind of hard to say which one to go for. But they are really useful. Double NG is an insanely good one to have there. Same with double damage. There's ones that can give you more champion equips. There are so many of them that are really useful, so just make sure you're being careful in which ones you pick, as some are nowhere near as good as others, and some are good, but they're really expensive, so you need to make sure you're getting the right best for your value. I would heavily recommend staying away from potion bundles. These are good and do give you cool potions, but they're so expensive that you just don't need it. I would also stay away from the exclusive star spin as well, as the chance of you getting something really good from it is very low. If you are going to spend tokens on something from here, I would definitely recommend going for one of the starter packs. Starter packs always have like really good values on them, especially the cheap ones for early game players. This will help you out so much, and even if you're in late game, getting the other starter packs will still still be really useful to you. Same with the limited pack, but they are quite expensive, and I know not everyone has a bajillion Robux to go ahead and use, or has a bajillion hours to grind credit. The next thing we want to go over is making sure that you are claiming your achievements. Some people don't realize about achievements, you actually have to claim them to go and get the boost to them, so make sure you claim them because there are so many super easy ones to do, and especially on how the whole entire system works. This is usually for the first 5 waves or first 10 waves, so if, for example, in progression rate 2, and I think it's a similar format a lot of them use. If you get a reward at 10, 20, 30, 40, and 50, so only 10 waves apart, then it goes 50 waves apart, then it goes 100 waves apart, then it's 100 again, then it goes like 200, 200. Basically, it's a lot harder as you go down, although the rewards do get better, but either way, the first ones are really easy to do, so even if you're not that strong, you can go do them yourself, or you can get carried by a friend or a professional player in the game. I'd say professional player. Someone who is really good at the game can help you in that, or at least in an area ahead of you. You also do, I believe, get a bonus when you are playing with friends as well, and honestly, I have covered a lot in this video, and there is still so much more I want to talk about, but just for the sake of the video, I don't want this video to be like half an hour long. If you guys do want to make a super long video going in depth to certain things, or you just want to make dedicated videos, then please tell me down below in the comment section. But hey, this is my newish channel. I don't know, we haven't posted on it in a while, so make sure to subscribe with notifications on. I'm posting all my anime content on here, mainly Anime Eternal at the moment, but we'll do some other anime games at some point, so make sure you do subscribe with notifications on. I'm doing tons of giveaways on this channel and some fun stuff, maybe do some live streams at some point. So thank you for watching today's video, and my character's just gonna like Sigma walk out of this, and you see you in the next one, guys. You're amazing.